if it likes to eat meat.
But what would make a good pet? Well, we've got the resource here to tell us all about that. It's time. We're going to switch gears from carnivorous sponges to ask the vet, Dr. Joel Conn of the Pismo Beach Veterinary Clinic here. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, we don't see a lot of invertebrate pets.
No.
But what would make a good pet?
So this month, actually, November, is National Adopt a Senior Pet Month. So I thought we'd talk about kind of some things to look for when deciding to bring a pet into your home.
Yeah.
First of all, before you adopt a pet, make sure you have a nice sit-down discussion with the family. What are people looking for? What are your expectations, from this pet? Do you want something that's going to be more work? Definitely have that discussion first. And parents, if you're buying a pet for your kids, understand your kids probably won't do all the work, no matter how mature they are.
That's a surprise.
But I think we have some parents, that are disappointed or frustrated that their kids are not doing all the walking or changing the litter box, and it may not be realistic for most families. So understand that you may be stuck with some of that work before you adopt a pet. Make sure your family's ready. Do your homework. Even though a pet can bring a whole lot to your life, they also bring potentially a lot of work. Dogs need to be walked several times a day in most cases. Cats, like attention and being fed every day. So, kind of do that research and find a pet that, maybe fits your lifestyle a little bit better. Some large dogs may not be appropriate for a house with lots of small kids or seniors, or someone, a dog that's really active may not be appropriate in those situations. So, have some thought about that. Do your research. Allergies, of course, are an important thing to consider as well.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and then the cost of pet ownership. The ASPCA estimates that the first year of pet ownership for a small dog in this country is about $1,300 to $1,600.
Per year, you said?
For the first year, and then per year it can be anywhere from $300 to $700 from there on for food, veterinary, preventative medicine. So think about that.
And that's a small dog. So if we're talking about a larger dog, those costs would, I would believe.
Goes up.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap. It's
not cheap, and there's no such thing as a free pet. And I think that's an important thing to consider. I see a lot of clients that spend $1,300 on a purebred animal, and then they come in and can't afford a spay or neuter. And that's an important thing to budget for when you're getting a pet, that care. So just make sure you have that discussion and do your homework. Different breeds offer different things, dogs versus cats, and you may decide maybe a hamster or a rodent is a more appropriate pet for your family. And what I want to kind of end on here is that we kind of never think it's a great idea to buy a pet as a gift, or at least a surprise gift. We see a lot of that this time of the year. And unfortunately, a lot of pets are bought for someone who wasn't expecting them, maybe didn't want one. And we see a lot of animals that are adopted or purchased and then end up going back to the shelter because it wasn't an appropriate thing. So, you definitely don't want to surprise somebody. As much as it might seem
it's a big surprise,
nice, you don't want to surprise somebody with a pet because it is a big commitment, both financially and time-wise.
And like you said, just do your homework. I mean, this is a big investment, financially as also well as emotionally.
That's right.
So just make sure that this is something you've totally researched and settled on.
Right, and your veterinarian can be a resource. Even if you don't have a veterinarian, this is your first pet, make that contact ahead of time. We're happy to talk to people about what we see, health conditions that might be common in certain pets, expenses that you might be looking at in that first year or two of life. And we can help guide you there as well.
And we know you'd be happy to take those phone calls at the Pismo Beach Veterinary Clinic, right? Or you can also ask the vet by emailing Dr. Conn at askthevet@kcoi.com as well. Thank you, Doctor. We'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
Thanks for having me.
Great tips as always. We appreciate that. Central Coast News will be right back after the break. Stay with us.